Prime number 31, GG31.
Yeah, okay, brother. Okay, listen, I haven't ever lost a debate in my life, and that's never going to change anytime soon, bro.
Let's get Truth back up here. Just kidding. It wasn't bad.
Truth,
It wasn't
truth
bad.
ain't doing anything to me.
Dude, Shmui's
No,
psychotic, dude.
listen. Listen. People want to talk about Palestine. I talked a little bit about that. I said what I thought about Netanyahu and shit like that. But at the end of the day, he's a rabbi who supports LGBT, and his daughter has a dildo shop. So hell yeah, I'm gonna go after him. What type of rabbi supports the LGBT? Garbage.
Dude, you didn't just say it, you yelled it, bro. I hear you in the other room.
Uh,
You had to
I
do it
want you to
twice
understand
too.
something. I want you to understand something. You guys debate. I clip farm. Okay. I don't give a damn about a debate. I'm there to assassinate the guy's character and clip the shit out of it. And the fact that, there's one of them on YouTube has a whole bunch of clips, and, I'm going to get like 3 million out of that one. So that's what I'm not there for debates. I'm there to assassinate people's character, especially if I don't like their ass,
You know what,
and make clips.
Gary? You know what I gotta say, dude?
I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand what game I'm in. I'm
I
not
know, I know.
Andrew Wilson here who's looking to debate everyone. Oh, let's counter this with this. No, I'm going to find out where you're flipping. I'm going to get dirt on you. Then I'm going to expose you to the public, and I'm going to get clips off it. That's how I do it.
Dude, one missed opportunity, dude. I think when you started talking about him being Michael Jackson's rabbi, dude, his face turned red. He didn't want to talk about that, did he?
No, he didn't want to talk about a lot. He didn't want to talk about. uh, let's see. What was the main thing he really pushed away from? I think it was the U.S. Liberty. When I mentioned the U.S. Liberty, he started having a big field day. And when I said Mossad had something to do with JFK's death, he's like, where's the evidence? I'm like, bro, the Trump administration released the evidence, and Mossad was implicated. Where's the file? Show you read it yourself. It's right there.
He
So,
called Gary an anti-Semite. Gary, welcome to the
yeah,
club, dude.
listen. The funny thing is, if you go on TikTok, I'm a white supremacist. If you go on X, I'm this subversive. But when I actually talk to, I'm a goy just like the rest of you. So again, it's a nice little box to be in. Quite frankly, I say everybody.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail it. Yeah, I watched that debate this morning. It was you're very loud, Gary. I'll give you that. But yeah, not bad. I wish you guys had better signal
It
though.
was I wasn't as loud as I was with 607 Unk. I was way louder with that guy.
Yo, it's amazing, guys. When the war started, Shmooey started doing these like interviews. I don't think you were on the no, but Shmooey's doing these interviews, and he's like on vacation in Tahiti or something, or a Cypher. I don't remember where he was, but there's like literal missiles striking Tel Aviv, and he's on there on his like Zoom calls or whatever in like a Hawaiian shirt, sipping Mai Tai. It's like this is the kind of this is
Shmooey
insane.
is the greatest gift to anti in the world. That guy is. I mean, if he really cared about it, he'd retire. Hey, Suleiman, you know what the funny thing is about Shmooey?
Yeah.
He's a horse.
So what does that mean in terms
Who's
of
he defending? There you go. I wasn't even gonna go into that, but and he's also born in the 19th, so he's like a cancer too. And just like COVID-19, the 19th Amendment. I wasn't too impressed with him. I should have pressed him harder on Michael Jackson. I think you're right. I probably should have pressed him harder on Michael Jackson, but every time I started cooking with him, the internet went out.
He was like,
You'd
Michael
think a
loved me.
rabbi can afford some better.
He was like, Michael loved me, and Gary's like, he hated you. He's like, Michael and I had a great relationship. And Gary's like, you killed him, didn't you? No, I'm kidding. He didn't say that.
I didn't go that far. I did say he's going to hell though, so yeah, I don't think he appreciate that too much. But he wants to debate again, so I'll do it some other time. I did mention your name, Suleiman.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably see if I can get a debate set up with him and probably debate him on October
Yeah,
7th.
but the guy I set up with said you contacted him, so you should be able to pull that off.
Yeah, I contacted him after you mentioned it to me. So
Of
I'll do
course.
that.
Yeah, get him on and smash his ass. I don't think he even cares about looking bad, bro. He just wants to like get his name in the media. I don't think he cares if he looks bad. He just wants to get his name in the media and say anti-Semite, anti-Semite.
Yeah, exactly.
You loser. But it is what it is, man. And again, I like when you guys debate nowadays. I don't think you understand. Most people are not going to watch the debate through and through. They're not going to watch like all of it. They're going to watch a little bit of it, and that's why you got to do the clips. The clips are the most important thing. You'll get 10,000 people to watch the debate live, but if you do the clips right, you'll get 10 million. So the clips are much more valuable than the debate. So when you go into a debate, you got to think, okay, I need a clip farm here. So that's why no one gives a fuck about Andrew Wilson. You don't see too many of his clips go viral. He's there to debate. He's a moron. He doesn't understand how this game works. You're there to clip farm. So if you're going to be in this game, remember, you got to pick your moments and don't go into a tirade for like 5-6 minutes. It's got to be like 30 seconds. 30. I usually keep it to about 30 seconds, Shulaman. Oh.
Yeah. Just some arguments take a bit more longer to make, but I get what you're saying.
I know, man. That's why you got to change tone and be loud.
But yeah, you do well. You do well on TikTok and Instagram for sure.
Yeah, Insta's been nice to me, man. It is what it is, man. So what do we have here? I watched the Tate Fuentes thing. I think Tate made some really good points. He, kind of like the same I'm putting up with. He's like, well, you could be based on 99 things, and if you say one thing they disagree with, same thing with me. I've been talking about Zion longer, pretty much than most people here. Not all of them, but I've been talking for about 20 years. And for me to start being called an agent and Mossad, I can imagine how it feels for other people who've been in this game, and all of a sudden you have some anon accounts trying to bully people with no name, no face, and just because they disagree on one thing, like what the. This is not a real movement. This Groypers movement is basically a whole bunch of people stuck in their mom's basement. I don't take anyone with the Anon account seriously at all. That's why I have all the respect in the world for people who actually show their faces, because you got skin in the game. Other people will be like, "Oh, this will happen to me." Listen, I've been debanked. PayPal kept like a lot of money for a long time. I literally was debanked. My wife was debanked. My brother was debanked within 2 months. I mean, that is definitely very personal and very political. And I got around it. I found a way. If you people out there want to make a difference, you got to show your face. And yes, it's going to be tough. Just like anything else in life, you got to put skin in the game. So that's why, if you're an Anon account, I have no respect for you. I know you guys are very cool with truth, and I guess he's a good speaker, has some points, but he hides his face, hides who he is. What do you think? I haven't been doxxed? What do you think? I haven't felt the pressure? You want to think Suleiman hasn't have felt it? Everyone's felt it who shows their face and stuff like that. But if you want to be a player in this game, again, look at the people who are the top guys. All their names are out there. Myron, all these other guys. You got to show your name, your real face. And then accounts ain't going to cut it. And if that's all you're going to do is, try to support and talk shit from the Anon account, no one's going to take you seriously. At least that's my humble opinion.
Joe, what were you going to say to Habiba?
No, I mean, Gary kind of said it. I was just going to challenge her position.
I went to you a few times, but I don't think you heard me.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't speak at that time anyway. I was just going to challenge her position, but Gary kind of said it. Like if Russian politicians were handing out cookies in Mexico as they made it more pro-Russia or pro-China, America is definitely going to be coming in. And her stance, I get it from if someone who worked for the defense, yeah, I completely get it. But she's doing the same thing. It's funny because she doesn't allow it to happen in where they want the timeline to start on October 7th. People, I forget what year Russia started. Was it
When you win your gambles, you
You
need
are
to buy a
so
house with less
biased. You know
money.
nothing
You
about
wouldn't need to do
economics.
that, man. And that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to tell people. The Federal Reserve runs shit. And when you say, "Oh, we need the Federal Reserve," no, we don't. America's been collapsing ever since we've allowed the Federal Reserve to do what
America
the fuck it wants
wasn't a
to do.
superpower without the Federal Reserve. America only became
Yes,
a
it was.
superpower
Yes, it was.
in
America's always been a
1945 when the
superpower.
Federal Reserve
America's
was in
always been a
existence.
superpower. That's absurd. America has
America
always
was never a superpower
ever
before the
since we
Federal
fucking
Reserve.
defeated Britain and saved our asses. America has always
America
been
was not a superpower during
So for you
World
to
War
say that,
I.
oh, the Federal Reserve is what we need to be a superpower. No, the Federal Reserve is
Yeah,
draining.
you definitely need a
draining
world
us,
reserve
bro.
currency
They're
with
collecting
the Federal
taxes
Reserve,
from
no
us,
doubt.
and then listen, Gary, be honest, right? We saw what happened in 2020, right? Compared to now, houses doubled, cars doubled. The Federal Reserve, what the fuck did they do?
That was called COVID
printed
inflation.
$10 trillion.
That was called COVID inflation.
It doesn't fucking matter, bro. They printed.
Oh, now it doesn't matter. I give you the answer. It doesn't matter.
No,
Gotcha.
it doesn't matter because COVID was a scamdemic, and we both know that. It was.
I didn't debate whether it's a scam. I'm telling you why it went up.
If they cared about our health, they would have cured cancer by now. We all
No
know
one
they can't do
cares.
that, but
No one cares. They wanted to kill you with the
They don't give a
vaccine.
fuck about our health, right? And you're talking
No
about
doubt.
COVID.
No doubt. They want to kill you with the vaccine.
Scam, bro. COVID was when they printed $10 trillion.
Yes,
man.
I'm the one who got suspended 20 times, bro.
And that's why. And
I'm the one who got suspended 20 times for talking about it.
Now people have to work 2 jobs. Now motherfuckers have to.
I don't. You might. I don't.
You don't give a fuck because you're in a good position. You had that life.
Of course, I put myself in that position. I worked hard.
You lived through the 90s. That you lived through the
I worked hard and I put myself in the position. Yeah, I lived through the 90s when I was broke.
In 2001.
Yeah, I was broke in the 90s. Thank you.
Our generation, we don't got that opportunity, bro. We are being on every single level by the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is
I know so many young, rich crypto guys.
Even your boy
I know at least 100 guys who are under 25 and have about $5 million.
But Donald Trump is. You're not willing to call them out, but Donald Trump is. Even he's calling the Federal Reserve out, even though it's not in the right way. He wants to lower rates.
He didn't say he wants to end the Fed. He wants a new chairman.
He
wants a new chairman. He doesn't want to end the Fed.
That's damn near doing that when you fire the head chairman like that. That would collapse the markets, and that's why they're too pussy to do.
No, it wouldn't.
So, yes, it would. That's why they're too
collapse the markets. Bro, you know nothing about economics.
It would bring about uncertainty, and the markets don't like that, and that's why they're too pussy to do it.
Yeah. So 48 hours of uncertainty collapse the markets. Okay.
At least he admits there's a problem there. You don't admit that there's a problem there. At least Donald Trump.
You don't even like Trump, and now you're backing him? That's something new.
At least he makes a good point that the Fed's.
He makes a good point. Okay, he makes a good point. He's going to put a new chairman of the Fed in. The Fed still exists. The Fed still has all their power to just have a new man on top. That's what you want. That's your way of fixing things.
What the American people need is we need our currency backed by actual currency like gold, like silver. And then
we need our currency backed by the petrodollar.
Prior to the 1970s, you could make a minimum wage job and have a house over your head. You could care for your wife without her having to go to work a job.
It was called feminism.
And why is that a fantasy?
In its main aspects yet.
Who was behind feminism? Who the f was behind feminism, brother? Who was behind it? It was the Rockefellers. Another entity was behind it, who are also behind the Federal Reserve.
Bro.
So when you say,
I know
it's
all
feminism,
this stuff before you.
Yeah, okay.
I know all this way before you knew
them?
this. You're not teaching me anything.
Why are you defending the Fed then?
Because without the Fed, we collapse.
No.
The parasite has infected the host. Listen, dude. The parasite has infected the host to the point that if you destroy the parasite, you destroy the host.
Exactly. Once you destroy the parasite Federal Reserve that chooses to income tax Americans.
Okay. Listen. I'm going to make this clear. Just because you hate Israel and you hate Zion doesn't mean I want the Federal Reserve to be destroyed so we all live in poverty here in America too.
No.
Fuck
this
that.
Is false. This is a false reality that you're bringing up.
No, it's not. Your Muslim paradise is a false reality. You don't give a. You just want to defend Muslims.
No. I just gave you.
No. You don't care about America. You just want to defend Muslims.
No. Hold on.
You just want to defend Muslims. You don't care who dies in Ukraine. You don't care who dies in Sudan. You just want to defend Muslims. I understand your talking points. I've heard them for 2 years.
Gary, could you answer that for me? Once they took the dollar off the gold
standard, let me be the green light here.
I'm gonna mute.
Sharif, shut up. It's between me and Gary.
As much as I dislike Gary, he is actually right.
No, he's not right, Sharif. I'm a better trader than you.
Let me explain why. Let me explain.
Mike, I make a living off this shit.
He's right about parasite, but
all right, let me go. Let me finish off first. All right,
so intrinsic
traitor. I
the
can't even
system.
believe you're defending the Fed.
The
Because
Fed,
Sharif
no,
is
I'm not
just a
defending
bull.
the
He's
Fed.
a
They're a
bull with every
parasite.
stock. That's
And
why he needs the Fed
Gary
to
also
fucking
calls them a
shit.
parasite.
Because
No.
he needs the Fed to keep pumping his
No,
penny
listen,
stocks.
listen, Mo.
So mute your fucking mic
Mo,
and let me.
Gary,
All right.
oh my
So,
God.
Just
so
amazing.
here's the
No,
thing,
please
right?
let me
Yeah,
speak.
it would
I'm your
make
friend,
you and
brother.
Max broke because you guys gamble on
Max,
equity
but
stocks,
I
right?
hate
So
Max.
yeah, it would make you broke. But
No,
guess what?
I'm
At the end of the
over
day,
$250,000,000 a month,
Americans would
bro.
become
Stop the
richer.
games.
Mo, you have been
Americans would
emotional.
become richer.
You
You that rely on the Fed to pump the stock
Okay,
market,
can I
yeah,
get a
y'all
chance?
go broke.
Okay,
People like
guys, the quality's dropped significantly. Danzi, let me bring down up. It's too much screaming. I think it's like yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I'm just gonna bring Dan Bilzerian up.
repost the space, y'all.
Solomon, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Bro, you don't even understand what was going on. Every time I came up on the panel, all of a sudden my screen would start flashing and I'm losing connection. Then I got my other phone, turned on my other phone, same exact spot, no problem. And if when I'm on listeners, is no problem. It's insane. But anyway, about the Habiba thing, I'll say it really quick. I was just going to challenge her on her stance. I get that it's about people getting attacked, and who's innocent. But if she applies what she
Last
requirement
guy
to
who
have the
tried to
Federal
do that,
Reserve.
Simon, caught a bullet.
Exactly,
And who was
exactly. But that's the reality.
Who they catch the bullet by? It was the that killed JFK. That's who got them about
You,
that.
you know. Let me explain something to you, my man. I understand you hate Zion, but America's a very rich country under control.
I hate anti-Americans.
America has been a very rich country under so-called control.
No, it
I'm not
hasn't.
will. I'm
That's
not willing to
completely false.
trade
not
that
wrong. It
to
has been
try
though.
to
Federal
try
Reserve
Islamic
policy
control.
collapsing. That's
I don't want to
absolutely
trade
You're
that
not
for
wrong.
Islamic control.
I gave
Gary's
you
not
and
Mo.
Sharif
Gary's not
statistics.
wrong. Gary's
No,
not
hold
wrong.
on,
America's
Sharif.
been
Let me
very rich
respond.
under
Stop.
Zionist
Why
control.
am I getting double
It's
teamed
not,
here?
it's not emotional.
Hold on,
It's not a moral like
Let me
grandstand.
respond here.
He is emotional about this
Why am I
subject.
being double teamed? No, you guys are emotional because I know you guys
I'm not emotional at all. I'm speaking
I know
calmly.
you guys have equity shares of certain things that need the Fed to print money so that you make money because you guys don't know much of how else to do it, right? But for most
I know how to make more money than you. That's for sure.
The Federal Reserve for most people, right, is actually detrimental. And I gave you guys actual statistics. I told you
not
guys
talking about how
the
predatory the Fed
1970s,
is to
before
most
the gold
Americans.
was
We're talking about the
unbacked
entire
by the
American
dollar.
system.
I
Mo.
told you guys people
Talking
were
about the
able to
entire
make a living
American
off minimum
political,
wage.
economic
Enough
system.
people listen to him. America goes broke, and your kids start starving, and then you're the new Palestine.
Minimum wage would have to be $66, but it's not $66 because the
No, you're not
genocidal
understanding the
entity
American system.
at
The
the Federal
capitalist system
Reserve
runs
has
on taking
decimated the
advantage of the
dollar,
poor and the
and
working class.
corporations have replaced humans with machines, and it's
You're just
continuing. We're
arguing on
still
a moral
seeing
standpoint, Mo.
humans
You're
being
not
replaced by
listening to
machines by
I
this
mean,
genocider entity.
don't you have something called a zakah or
It's
something, a
replacing us with
zakat tax in
machines. It's
Islam?
impoverishing us.
Isn't that communism right there?
It is not enriching us.
That's just a tax.
No,
But by the way, look, if
ruling class, yes.
if
The
you
entity
guys
control and
if you
power
guys
of
really still believe in patriotism, understand how the world works. The U.S. military industrial complex depends 100% upon Chinese rare earth minerals and Taiwanese semiconductor chips. The nuclear program of the US is 100% dependent upon uranium that comes from Russia. The whole world is a scam. There is no patriotism. There's a bunch of companies that are not America first. They're not Britain first. They're not UK first. They're not Israel first. Even Zionism rules the world. That's a scam to direct your attention away from the real forces that rule the world. The Federal Reserve is not, it's owned by banks, and those banks are public companies. And those public companies are owned 55% by Christian money, 1% by Jewish money, 6% by Islamic money, and about 3% by Hindu money, and 36% by. You had a state banking system. You can have each state can
Yeah.
have their own state banking system. You don't need the Federal Reserve System, and the dollar does not need to be created as a debt. That's just a wealth confiscation exercise. to steal money
Tell me
from the
how
average.
America stays in power, Simon. If there's no, if the Fed goes
Rebacking
away
the dollar by
tomorrow.
gold. Rebacking the dollar by gold. That
Okay,
was back
there's
when
not enough
America
gold
was
in the
at its
world, bro.
most
They already tried
prosperous.
that.
There's ways of doing it. You don't.
You and
you
Sharif don't like that because your stocks would be
No, it's so
revalued.
ridiculous.
Your
It's
shit
so
would
draconian.
collapse.
It's
I get
ridiculous.
that,
It's so
right?
outdated. Your idea of
Americans'
gold
bank
backing the
accounts
dollar.
would skyrocket, and
No,
America's
it's not
living would
1940,
skyrocket.
dude.
All right.
No,
And
but
so
this
I
is
know.
not
I
Guys,
oh my God.
what is going on? How come Mo and Sharif just keep talking at the same time? Like, I
Sharif
don't
keeps
get it.
talking over me.
No, but you both keep doing it. Like, I don't get it. Just
No,
let one
he waits
person
till I
speak.
speak, then he speaks over me.
No, because Mo, you keep talking from an emotional
Bro,
standpoint.
just,
Everybody
it's
here's talking
between me
logically.
and Gary, bro.
You're like,
Like,
let's back the dollar by gold.
Gary doesn't
What is
need
this,
you to speak up for
1940?
him. Dude.
It's ridiculous to think that we can go back to a system where the dollar is backed by gold. This is not the early 1900s, buddy. Like, you have to think of things on a
Early
logical,
1900s. That's how
logistical
you don't
level,
know shit,
and you're
bro.
being
'Cause it was
emotional about
back to gold
everything.
in the 1970s. So up until the
Yeah,
1970s,
by
it
that
was
crook
backed by gold,
Nixon.
so.
By the crook Nixon. That's who you want to follow, huh?
And I'm pretty sure the Federal Reserve has stolen all the gold and it's in Switzerland, it ain't in America.
Wasn't Donald Trump gonna
I
do
still
that
think
at
it's in
Fort
Fort
Knox?
Knox.
Weren't they gonna look at Fort Knox and do a whole thing? What happened with that?
Yeah, and Scott Bessent announced today they're not going to revalue the gold. They're still keeping it at 42 cents money, and about 3% by Hindu money and 36% by atheist money. So you're blaming all the wrong thing. It's systemic because the banks created a scam called the dollar, which is a debt-based Ponzi scheme, and they don't give a shit about America. And they control governments all around the
But
world.
Simon, if the dollar goes away, America goes into poverty.
No, see, this is where you're
The
wrong.
dollar is
Hold on.
current
the
dollar.
dollar is going away. It's 99% less valuable, and it's a scam.
But so's every other currency in the world. So's the
Exactly.
euro.
Exactly.
So's the Swiss franc. So's everything.
Gary, hold on.
Yeah, but
Exactly, because
you're
they're all
arguing for a
controlled.
point,
They're all
though.
controlled by the
That's
same
fine,
people.
but we're going down at the same pace as everyone else, so it kind of evens out.
Because Simon is arguing.
No, it
for a
doesn't even out because
decentralized
people have to
currency,
work
though.
harder to make it.
My God, Mo, please. You're arguing for his point, Gary, because Simon is talking about how the only solution is a decentralized currency.
I am 100% sure that if the Federal Reserve goes and the American dollar goes, America goes.
Maybe
No,
I'm
you could
100%
say-
certain.
Before 1913, you had a state banking system. You can have each state can have their own state banking system. You don't need the Federal Reserve System, and the dollar does not need to be created as a debt. That's just a wealth confiscation exercise to steal money
Tell me
from the
how
average.
America stays in power, Simon. If the Fed goes
Rebacking
away
the dollar
tomorrow.
by gold. Rebacking the dollar by gold. That
Okay,
was back
there's
when
not enough
America
gold
was
in the
at its
world, bro.
most
They already tried
prosperous.
that.
There's ways of doing it. You don't.
You and
you
Sharif don't like that because your stocks would be
No, it's so
revalued.
ridiculous.
Your
It's
shit
so
would
draconian,
collapse.
it's
I get
ridiculous.
that,
It's so
right?
outdated, your idea of
America's
gold
bank
backing the
accounts
dollar.
would skyrocket, and
No,
America's
it's not
living would
1940,
skyrocket.
dude.
All right.
No,
And
but
so
this
I
is
know.
not
I
Guys,
oh my God.
what is going on? How come Mo and Sharif just keep talking at the same time? Like, I
Sharif
don't
keeps
get it.
talking over me.
No, but you both keep doing it. Like, I don't get it. Just
No,
let one
he
person
waits till I
speak.
speak, then he speaks over me.
No, because Mo, you keep